On today's episode, we're checking out a classic Plymouth and talking with the owner about the incredible story behind this build, including all the custom details that make it one of a kind.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Pete. This is my 39 Plymouth business coupe, and you're watching East Coast Garage.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore.
No, they were built to be very stout and strong back in the day.
Speaking of they don't make them like this anymore, same thing with the trunk. You can feel like a whole family back here. This is crazy.
It is quite big.
Don't put your family in the trunk. Just saying.
Well, there is a trap door in there.
Oh, okay.
There's a trap door right up in the front there because being a business coupe, you did everything that's on the right side of the road.
Oh, right.
So if the trunk was closed, you could still flip the seat, go through the trunk that way.
Okay.
And do your business, like selling the Kirby vacuum cleaners and stuff. That's what they used to do with these things. That's why they're called a business coupe.
Now, a business coupe only has the lock on the passenger side, correct?
Correct. They wanted the people to get out on the right side of the car.
Curbside.
Curbside.
Right. I love how big the fenders are in the front, but how small the hood is at the same time. And it just like comes to this point, and with the way the trim is up there on the Plymouth, it's just beautiful. It's like
Actually, it was supposed to have more trim on it. I took some of the trim off of it.
I'm sure you did.
It did. It had a lot more trim on the front.
Yeah, knowing you the way I do, I'm not surprised. And that is what makes your build so cool, is that the customization that you put into these, you just won't see another one just like it. And that's what's cool.
I love that look, looking down through the windshield. You see all the shape of the car.
Right.
It's just, it's not like you're looking at that car over there or that car,
Yeah.
They have no shape to them. I think to me, the 30 cars, they had all the shape in the world. What got me into it was, my uncle. He used to take me to Danbury State Fair. It was, Connecticut, the racing up there. And he was friends with Jimmy Smith. That was, the body style was kind of like this. And I just had an infatuation with this style. I got sucked into it, and I've always wanted one.
At least for someone like me, I understand the amount of time and effort that goes into making something look like this. It's far from what it looked like when you first got it, I can imagine.
It was a wreck.
Yeah.
It was a wreck.
It ended up looking like this at some point. You basically had this setup, chassis over here, body over here, going through everything, right?
Going through everything.
Yeah. How long did it take for you to go from something like this to driving down the road?
In actuality, there was some times that I didn't work on it for a while, but about 4 years.
4 years.
About 4 years.
That's pretty good.
When it came in, it was on a trailer, one of those car trailers. Boy, we had to air up the tire and keep the air on the tire as we rolled it off the truck to get it off, because the tire just kept on going down. So we had to keep the air on it just to roll it off the trailer. It was a wreck when I got the car.
Wow.
My father even turned around and told me, he pulled me to the side, he goes, "Can you get your money back?" I was like, I said, "But don't you see it?" That's just it. You have to have a vision.
You can't go online and go to Summit Racing and order a fender or whatever.
No, not for these cars. It's basically straighten out what you got. If you do find it, that's a plus. The Plymouths, the Dodges, the Chryslers, the DeSotos, and on and on and on. All those off-brand cars, it's hard to find parts for them. They're around, but they're just not as much as Ford and Chevy is.
You're the fabricator and you just make the parts, and while you're there, you're like, well, I'm gonna add my little touch to it or whatever,
You can't buy pieces. Some parts you can still get them. There are people out there that make them, but they don't mass produce them. Bruce, when it comes down to it, it's a labor of love if you like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Overall, the styling of these are awesome, and I love the color choice too. This metallic blue is beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors.
I didn't know what color to really paint the car. I was leaning towards red until I saw another car just like mine, but only a 37 Dodge, and it was red. And when I met that character right there, been a good friend for over 20 years now. He helped me put this car together. Roofs are nice when they're chopped, some cars, but when you ride one, and it's not set up properly, boy, let me tell you, you'll kill your neck. You gotta Shit like that, you know. It looks like it's chopped, but all the Chrysler cars, all the Dodges in there, they all look like that. They look like they have a little bit of a chop to them. And that was one of the unique things that I liked about it.
You're right about how chopped a Plymouth already is, because I mean, this window is just...
It feels like you're in a chopped car.
Yeah.
It really does, but you're not. And you got a lot of headroom.
Right. What all did you customize on the front end? Because this isn't how one came in 1939, was it?
No, this particular one had, right in here, in these bigger fins right here, there was a chrome strip like that. And these right here. And also right here, there was more. To me, it looked a little bit too much, so I trimmed it down and took those off of there. I kind of like it this way more. This piece here, I had to make that. This whole front right here was very hard to, it was all bent up. I had to straighten that all out. So each piece, I didn't break the metal, I actually straightened it out. So it's not re-welded. I actually sat there many nights tapping it all back together again.
Wow. It rides very smooth.
It's got 2 sway bars on it, front and rear. Makes the car handle a lot better.
Yeah.
More flat in a turn instead of like laying over.
So this chassis is set up just like the 39.
Same thing.
Same thing. And
It's got the same components.
yeah, okay.
Everything is the same. It's a Heights front end. It's a tubular A-arm, coilovers, disc brakes. It's got the sway bar set up in it. Rack pinion. It's a power assist. I mean, they handle nice. So you drove in that car. I mean, you could drive this car all damn day. You know, one time I took it to a show, and I took it through a safety course thing. The guy turned around and says, "Well, I had a failure." I said, "Fail me for what?" He goes, "You don't have, you got a manual, but you don't have insignia about, you know, the shift pattern in it." I said, "Oh, you mean that?" There's your shift pattern.
That's funny.
So he turned around, he had to give me a clean bill of health. And the headlight bezels, these are aftermarket. They made some aftermarket stuff for these cars back then. If you look at this spot right here, there was a comic book hero called Flash. You know, his helmet.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I saw that, it kind of reminded me of Flash.
Okay, I could see that, yeah.
So that's what,
Yeah,
and I said, I think that would look good on my car, you know, because it kind of brings back some of those old memories. You
Yeah,
know?
I like
Reading
that.
the comic book, you know.
Right?
I put the turn signals down here where the bumper would actually come through.
Oh, right. Yeah,
But-
no front bumper. That's easier than filling a hole.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing I did do was, right in here, the fender is actually a 2-piece fender.
Okay.
And what I did was, I didn't like that, so I welded that all shut on both sides,
Oh, okay.
and we just filled it all in. I moved the emblems around. They used to be up in the front, and I put them
Okay.
over to the side. I didn't want too much on the nose. That's why I was trying to do, was try to slow it down a little bit, take
Right.
it away and put it in. Try to make it look like it's always in the move.
Kind of declutter everything up here.
Exactly,
and spread it
declutter.
out.
That's a good
Yeah.
word for it, decluttering. And I like the little chrome strip. Well, 2 reasons. I like the chrome strip. The other reason was I didn't want to fill all those little holes. I bet you there's about 160 little holes all the way around. That's a lot to fill.
Yeah.
So it was easier just to put the trim back on there.
This dashboard is beautiful.
I wanted to keep it as close to the actual dashboard that was in here. I just couldn't get the gauges to all fit in correctly with the original one. So,
And then it doesn't stop there. I love the door handles, the handle here, the embroidered 39, the color combo also. The doors is just sexy. I love it.
I took it to an upholstery place, and I told the guy straight up, I said I didn't have a whole lot of money, but you know, I want to put something cool in here, and I don't want it to be over the, you know, over the top, like, you know, sometimes these guys spend anywhere between 10 and could be $100,000 on a interior,
Yeah.
you know. And I just told him, I said I kind of wanted something to, a little throwback to the kind of 60, 70 look. So, but the biggest thing I did want, I wanted the 39 in the doors. Because, you know, everybody's always asking, what year is it? You know, when you're looking inside it, and to know what kind of car it is. That's why Plymouth is in the and the headrest.
Right? It's so simple.
I want to show the motor. The new cars, you know, they got the plastic or whatever, the composite covers and everything, and you don't really see the mechanical side of it. I like to see the mechanical side of it. But it's really just a basic 350 motor. You know, it's got a 650 CFM carburetor on it. It's got a little bit of a cam in it. But it'll get you down the road. Cleaned it up a little bit. I had to put a new firewall in it because the old one was in pretty rough shape.
Right.
But no, we just go down the road. Hell, we go out to Louisville, Kentucky, or Knoxville, Tennessee. We go all over the place with this car.
Yeah, nice.
It's not it's not a trailer queen by no means.
Right. Yeah, and it's pretty too. It's the American classic with the flame job on the valve covers and the billet cover for the air cleaner. You know, it just,
some of it was swap meet buys. You know.
Sure. Yeah.
You find a pair of covers at $30. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
What transmission is in this?
I got a T5 in there.
Okay.
Out of a Camaro.
I love the shifter too, man. It's classic. Skull head.
My skull head.
Yeah. It's a good height too.
Being that this car is a 5-speed manual, instead of you know, you have to go underneath the car all the time and check for the oil and everything. Well, you just pull this little stick right here, and you could check your fluids. You know, I mean, just like an automatic is. You know.
Yeah.
That's why that's there. A lot of people think I'm running an automatic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually haven't seen that before with the manual. Well, your vision is always beautiful, man. I love what you build, and just don't see as many old Plymouths. They just don't make the parts, and everyone can't fabricate stuff like you can.
Labor of love.
Yeah.
banging and beating. Oh, that didn't work out too well. Throw it to the curb. You know?
Right. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you may have seen his 47 Ford, his 54 Apache rollback. I mean, this guy just builds some amazing stuff, and he's a visionary fabricator. I appreciate you and your time with the 39 and showing us the 37.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, man.
I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome, and thank you all for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Beautiful Plymouth, Pete. Big shout out to his friend Mac, as he was a huge help in building this car with the body and paint. And thanks again, Pete, for showing us this amazing build. Here are the videos featuring some of his other gorgeous rides. Thank you all for checking this one out, and we'll see you next time.